looking out into 2023, what is one prediction you have in the world of wealth management and how we manage our own money?
For 2023, the one prediction I have is that we'll see a slowdown of trades in the retail space. It doesn't necessarily mean the number of retail investors. I think we will see a slowdown in trades, and we'll see more companies refocusing on that data piece of it. How do they get the right data to their advisors to actually generate better advice and grow their practice? I also believe in 23 we'll start to see a focus of organizations in terms of what they actually want to achieve, which is why I said the focus on data. Because in the current economic environment, operating environment, capital is limited, the markets aren't going up. So where firms spend their capital is going to be really important. And most firms have recognized they sit on a gold mine of data. And even if they can get just 2 or 3 key components of that data into the right place for their advisors, it automatically creates scale. So I truly believe 2023 will be the year where we really focus on what are those small steps we can take to drive that personalization forward in the industry and equip advisors to really connect with their customers where they're at.
I think part of it involves looking back to the last year and realizing that geopolitics matters, right? We came into 2022 completely unaware that we were going to have an actual war, and a devastating war, to be clear, in Europe, that China would barely grow above 3%, that U.S.-China tensions would get worse. So I think that was a big wake-up call that geopolitics really matters. So I think from the perspective of the asset management industry, in 2023, much more awareness of these sorts of risks, and they're tied into the macroeconomic risks as well, inflation, growth concerns. So it's a challenging environment. People realize that not only the geopolitical aspects, but policy responses from central banks, from finance ministries, really matters. So I think that means kind of much more policy-driven market responses and a lot of volatility this year.
I think caution will be the sentiment of the industry. It's been quite a turbulent 2 years, a very big set of stock market returns in 20 and 21, and then very dramatic turbulence in 22. So we would expect that the investor's mindset will be very cautionary.
There are a few interesting facts. So the money, we talked about the money supply and inflation. So the money supply went up 40% from prior to the pandemic to March of 2022, before it started contracting. So money supply up 40%. The Shiller Case Index also went up 40%. Interesting little factor there. It wouldn't be surprising to see at 6.5% to 7% mortgages, a 10 to 15% pullback. I mean, that I think is probably what you could see. It's not like we're going back all the way to pre-pandemic. And I do think rates will slide back down, and that'll put some more relief on that. But yeah, we would expect in real world, in the housing are starting to come, but there's not a lot of activity because people are used to the old prices. But the new mortgage people don't want to pay the elevated prices. So there's a stalemate. But it's going to, we think, settle down. We've been saying 10 to 15% lower.
I think back to basics, actually. I think after so many years of a really benign climate for investors and in every single way, I think we're going back to basics in terms of financial advice, in terms of seeking financial well-being, and really getting that sound and proper advice, and not just that gamification, perhaps, of investments we have seen lately. So a little bit back to basics, but garnished then with strong digitalization, much better customer experiences.
So 2023 might be a little bit early, but I would say within the next 3 to 5 years, the wealth managers will be very early adopters at scale of these digital assets, particularly in the private markets, because the potential for improved, enhanced distribution, liquidity, better pricing mechanisms, all of that is what comes on the back of these new digital rails. And I think wealth managers are going to be, again, among the first movers there, seeing the opportunities that they can create for their clients. And in fact, we're already beginning to see kind of the first wave of this. And so that would be my prediction for the next couple of years.